This is Rogue Stargun by the developer Do Games, and it was released on the 1st of February 2024. So firstly, let's mention, as I always do if I know, this is by a solo developer. I noticed that he hadn't pushed any of the updates out in a while, so I contacted him to find out if this was a game he was still working on. He messaged me back within a day with, "I just had a child and started a new job in AI engineering. No longer do I have a nighttime office to work on the game, but I hope to push updates relating to revisiting the audio dialogue and music by February." So it's not abandoned, it's just a question of life and time. About the game. Pilot your ship and get thrown into space battles or battles down on planets. Maybe you have to take down enemy defences or clear the path of enemies so the fleet can move through safely, or maybe you have to defend a city from attacks and shoot down bombers or waves of fighter ships. Levels and size. The game boasts 24 levels, but you are going to struggle just after 3. I only knew how to pass it because I emailed the developer and he told me the levels are just too hard. I'm currently stuck on level 5. Either you need better weapons or more health, or enemies to be easier. I wish I could see more of the game, but I'm just stuck. But the 5 levels I've seen so far are of decent size. The story laid out before and during each mission is good and keeps you engaged. Enemies and bosses. Enemies and friendlies need to be an obvious different colour from one another, as many times I have been destroying my own ships. Even changing the bullet fire colour would be good. Maybe friendly can be blue or green and enemy can be red. Otherwise, there's a nice variance of enemies to get on with destroying. Weapons. Weapons need some more variance, but then that said, the game was so difficult for me to progress that maybe I just didn't get to see more weapons or more choice of weapons. But the weapons I had were okay. You can also adjust a power level on your console to give more power to either your shields or weapons, and then you can also grab one of the weapon cubes to give you a secondary weapon. Leveling up options. At the beginning, you seem to level up ships fast, but then it stops. I'd like to see a system where you kill enemies, you gain tokens, and then with those tokens you can unlock different ships, but be able to see all the ships you can unlock first on one page. I like the system he has designed of putting cubes into a slot on your ship's console, but again, I'd like to see a system where you could buy these weapons from a shop page, and then you always have them there to choose. You can only have one at a time. Also, the same with health, as I found it a huge issue of I'd get destroyed too easily, so to be able to buy health and keep maybe 3 to 5 on your console would be awesome, as currently it stands, when you destroy certain things, a sun-like orb appears that you can collect to get a random weapon or health. Mechanics. I love the mechanics of flying. I see a lot of complaints about the flying on the meta store, but people are just not doing it correctly. I think the system he has made makes it so simple to control, and I actually love it. The only negative I saw is that a couple of occasions I would see ships flying into each other, like trying to pass through each other, not the suicide ramming into an enemy type pass through. Controls. As I said, I love the control system in this game. They are very simple. I just don't understand how people don't get it. Grab the in-game joystick, then twist your wrists to bank left or right. To turn, you move the joystick left or right. To go up and down, you can use the in-game stick or use your actual control stick. It's in reverse. But I chose the latter, and it gave me great control of my ship. Game menus. The menus are basic. I'd like to see them cleaned up and not so 80s looking. I'd also like to see the mission select menu cleaned up a lot. I love the idea of it, but it can be very confusing. At least number the missions so you know which one to go out on next. And maybe have all the missions laid out in front of you so you can see where you are and how your progression is coming along. My thoughts. I like this game. It gives me Battlestar Galactica vibes, and there is a lot of potential, but I think it needs a lot of work. But it really is a fantastic effort from just one guy. I just wish he had more time to work on it. It needs a lot more polish in the graphics. And then there's that issue of not being able to tell clearly if you're shooting an enemy or a friendly. The main thing is that the game needs to give the player more direction and needs to be slightly easier, or at least give the player more tools to survive. As I said, I'm stuck on a level I just can't pass, where I need to destroy 2 satellite dishes, then take down 3 larger ships, then a defense tower, then the defense tower turrets around the ground, and then finally survive some fighters for 3 minutes. But no matter what I do, I die. If I take them on, I get destroyed. If I run, they chase me and I get destroyed. There's no slow health regeneration or health to pick up. Most of the time, you just lose health in the first parts of the mission, so you're already low by the time you get to fight the fighters at the end to survive 3 minutes. twice. So it becomes frustrating after a handful of attempts and you tend to just give up on the game, which is a shame because it is enjoyable. I hope he finds the time and fixes all these issues in the future because I really was enjoying playing this game. Anyway, if you enjoy flying fighting type games, do check this out. Plus, you are probably going to be a better pilot than me, so we'll pass the levels easier. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, I thank you for giving me your time. So now, touch that like button and hit subscribe. Thanks guys, happy gaming.